Vocabulary strategies are fundamental for students understanding certain concepts and really enhancing their learning. And so one great strategy that I recently read about was called a tip chart by Susie Pepper Rollins. She has a great book called Learning in the Fast Lane, and she offers this simple template where you had a term, information about that term, and a picture. So I want to take it a step further and add an interactive component and also make this available for students outside of the classroom. One great tool to do that is Google Sheets. So let's show you how to do it. One thing I'll do is I'll add the term or the titles right here. I'm just going to center them, make them bold, and I'm also going to change the color right here, as you can see. Make this look a little bit more like a chart by simply highlighting each column. So I'm clicked and dragged over, and I'm going to go right here and then choose the borders icon. Now, something else I can do too is I can actually expand my cell, make it look a little bit bigger. I'm going to click right here so I can select my entire spreadsheet. I'm going to change the width, and I'm going to change the height of all my cells all at once, and then I'm just going to adjust this one cell right there. Okay, so let's say for instance I have a term like bridge. And then I want to put down a definition of that, such as a structure that carries a road or path over water. See how this is carrying over into cell C2? What I can do is I'm going to highlight the entire column so this doesn't happen again. And I'm going to go right here where it says text wrapping, and I'm going to wrap the text so that it will position itself within the cell. Something else that might be helpful to do as well is maybe change the position of text. I'm going to make it more in the middle so it just looks a little bit better. And then you have the interactive component, or not the interactive component, but representing things differently. One way that Susie Pepper Rollins says that you can do that is through a picture. One great way of doing that is simply going right up here to the insert menu and going to image and putting that image in a cell. What it does is it will allow you to insert your own images, or if you want to go right here to where it says search, you can search through Google, Life, or stock images. The best part is that they are copyright free. So let's go ahead and type in bridge. I do a search, and here are my results. I can even do it by color. So if I wanted a red bridge, I can even look through here for a red bridge. Here's a great view of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to go ahead and hit select, and it'll add that picture right within the cell. As you can see, if I want it a little bit bigger, I can increase the height, and I can even position this in the center so that it's a little bit better looking. Another thing you could do is you could add an interactive component. Students need multiple ways of representing terms or concepts, and so we can do that simply by adding maybe a website. So here's a cool trick that you can do in Google Sheets is you can actually highlight a cell and then drag this over, and as you can see, it copies that particular term and the format. I'm going to type in site, okay, and I'm going to add that border as well. And I'm going to add a website. So let's say, for instance, I want students to see a bridge in Chicago. Now, there are a variety of really great websites out there, such as Vocabulary, YouTube. One I really like is YouTube 360. This is what I like about YouTube 360. Here's a view from a bridge in Chicago, and so I'm going to hit play. This guy's going to be talking about this bridge, but I can move my cursor along and see this particular bridge, see different aspects of this bridge. So it gives me a different experience. So I'm going to actually share that. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to put that URL right here. I can simply do that by inserting a link. So I can go down to the bottom, insert a link, I can paste it, and now my students have the ability to see what it is, information about it, a picture, and now a website that they can access a YouTube 360 video about that. Now let's talk about sharing this. How might you want to share this? One great way to do it is you could go right up here to the share button. You could get the shareable link, And you could make this view only and copy and paste it, put it in a learning management system like Canvas or Moodle. You could even use it in Google Classroom. Another way that you could do this as well is simply by getting this link, copying it, and maybe adding a QR code. So if I go to qrstuff.com, and I have right here, I have this website. It automatically generates a QR code. I can go ahead and download that and open it up. And here it is. I can simply put this on a homework assignment. If I had a packet of information, I can do that. And it's great for mobile devices. But what if a student doesn't necessarily have a mobile device? What could we do there? So let's go and I'm going to go into something called Bitly. And Bitly is a great URL shortener where you can hit create. You can add a long URL just like this. And voila, here's my shortened URL. Now students can access it on, say, a computer as well. What I would recommend is if you're going to do this, say for instance, we want to create a brand new document and we want to share our tips chart. I can insert that QR code right here. And I can also insert the Bitly address right here so that now students have access to this, whether this is on a homework assignment, whether this is somewhere else. It's available for students to access now, regardless of what device that they have. So it makes it portable, makes it available outside the classroom, which is extremely effective.